Hello, passionate Pulse listeners. Pranali here, your host. Are you a business owner looking to amplify your brand's reach? Or maybe you know an expert who deserves the mic? This is your moment. Advertise with us or recommend a fascinating guest for our podcast. Dial at 341 209 0102 and let's make your story roar. Passionate Pulse Podcast, where your tales ignite. Call us now at 341 209 0102. Let's champion the spirit of positive change together. Have you got a passion project that lights you up but needs some more insider tips to take it to the next level? Bootstrap Banter is your new go to podcast. We are all about real talks and no fluff. Just actionable advice and inspiring stories from people like you who turn their passion into a thriving projects and then to startups. Whether you're just starting out or already on your way, we have got the strategies to help you push you through the roadblocks. In this series, you will hear real world strategies to grow without burning out or breaking the bank. Honest, no nonsense advices to help you level up your passion project. Whether it's marketing, scaling, or just finding the right directions, we are here to help you thrive. Book your strategy session today. Go to passionatebuzz.com and contact, or just buzz us on WhatsApp or text us on 341 209 0102. That's passionatebuzz.com, one stop shop for your bootstrap banter. Hello, namaskar. Welcome to the Passionate Pulse podcast Bootstrap Banter series. In the Bootstrap Banter series, we generally discusses all the fundas that you can take in your own passion project to grow your projects from project to startup, from startup to small business, and march your entrepreneurship journey. But today, we are going to have a lot of fun on this episode. We will be discussing innovative fundas that you want to implement in your passionpreneur journey. But irrespective, let's have some fun as the Thanksgiving is approaching. We are going to make this particular episode with a joy filled of exercises that you would want to take in your passion journey. Well, we know that entrepreneurship is a journey filled with tremendous challenges and breakthroughs, and at a point that there is always a breaking point that hits, there are always amazing moments that you have to cherish throughout your life, and the stories that gets built upon, they are very unique. But irrespective, in today's special episode, I like to explore how the gratitude can really fuel our passion, deepen connections, and help us grow to establish our businesses. Well, that is something that definitely we are going to do a special Thanksgiving episode, and with that I'll be giving out one special promo for people who would want to be a part of the Bold Beginners meetup events in future and the workshops. So stay tuned to this Bootstrap Banter episode and let's deep dive to this grateful passionpreneurship today. As a passionpreneur or as a startup founder, as a small business or any entrepreneurship journey, where you are the CEO, you are the founder, you are the ones who is making the rules, breaking the rules, or even, creating a lot of employment in the world. First of all, I like to thank all of you for taking your spirit and moving with that spirit very rigorously. We are almost towards the end of the year, and throughout a year, you are following your passion journey. I think somebody has to thank you for the ownership that you have taken, the responsibilities that you're taking to grow your baby through your business, through your passion project, or whatever it is, and giving that immense attention, giving your weekends, giving your nights, taking out that special time from the family away just to focus on your passion projects. So I really give you a hats off for whatever that you have done till today. And don't think where you have been, right now. Probably you have started very late in the year and you have not attained the certain milestones that you could have. Irrespective, you should be thankful for taking out that time for yourself to grow your passion projects, to start your startup, or take that very hard step in your journey that lot of people are afraid to march. Lot of people are looking forward when that right spot hits to deep dive. However, the truth is there is no right spot that you're gonna ever hit. There is no sweet spot in the life that ever exists. All you have to do is pack the courage in your bag. Take that backpack on your shoulder and say, right now is my moment to march this journey. And you have done that. So be extremely grateful for that inner self who gave you that voice to stand tall, who gave you that strength, irrespective of whatever challenges that you're going to face, be it a financial challenge, be it taking out time from your family, or be it taking that hardest step and asking someone some help that you have never done it before. But this particular passion journey has compelled you to get out of that comfort zone and take that uncomfortable step that you have ever imagined that you could take it to grow your passion project. So, literally, say thank to yourself first. That's the first exercise you like to do as a passionpreneur. And the bootstrap banter, a lot of banter, fun oriented steps to push you towards the wall that you think it is very hard to get into. So, well, that is the first exercise you like to do as a part of this Thanksgiving journey. Put a note to yourself on your desk, on your laptop, or maybe it is, just on your phone that keeps saying thank you to yourself for taking this hardest step that you have ever imagined you could take it. And with that note, let's unfold and deep dive to this gratitude in business, what it can do, what this Thanksgiving is really mean to you. Well, feel free to share your thoughts, to share what you're experimenting in your passion projects with us. Definitely mention it in the podcast comments. Go to my website, passionatepulse.com, and share in the feedback what you have thought about. There is a form that is curated just for the Thanksgiving, and you might want to fill out that. And from those stories, whatever stories that you have about the Thanksgiving, whatever different experiences that you are getting as a passionpreneur, do share them in the comments, do share them through the forms that we are collecting on the passionatepulse.com, or just simply write it to Pranali at passionatepulse.com. I read each and every email that comes to my mailbox, and through that, I make sure that some of the stories, some of the hero stories that I receive, I kind of give justice to them on my podcast. Well, so nothing short of experiences and experiments that we have done throughout the year. You might want to share that maybe through this podcast, maybe through your own email list, maybe through your own newsletters. Make sure you take this much courageous step for this Thanksgiving and start reflecting on the thankfulness inside that you have. Thankfulness for whatever ecosystem that you are surrounded with. Because of them, you have marked that hardest step and bootstrap from there for your Thanksgiving journey. Let's discover how really the gratitude can transform our mindsets and how you can really propel in your businesses forward. If I have to relate to this particular Thanksgiving episode, and when I'm saying that, please share your stories, or I'm here to open my heart and tell you that what I am thankful for my passionpreneur journey. So, first of all, I am very, very thankful for the Sapphire Radio who gave me the spot and talk about this bootstrap banter or some crazy idea that I pitched them. And they said, you know what? This is the topic. We'll love to have it on the podcast that the Sapphire Radio is bringing up. And they want to curate this particular radio frequency with a very different notion, with a very different concept. Some of the experiments that they wanted to lay, and when I curated my experiment to them, they were like, oh, bingo. Let's get started with it. So that's the first medium I like to thank for this 2024 who helped me push towards the wall and start my solo podcast, Bootstrap Banter, that could guide all the audience with, whatever steps that I took for starting my any project on a shoestring budget, and similar concept that I'm sharing with each one of you as my audience, as my listener from the Silicon Valley's South Asian Sapphire Radio, as well as other podcast mediums who have created this amazing tech platform to host our podcast, to distribute our podcast, and get our stories out, get our knowledge out. This is like a simple means that we think, but it is so much of impact throughout the globe that it is creating. The episode that I was airing on the radio back in the days was not available to the other parts of the globe where, the people wanted to tune in. However, now with this podcast mediums, all of us have got a tremendous bigger platform where every passionpreneur can go and express their feelings, their stories, and can share knowledge in the world just by sitting in any corner of the world. So I'm really thankful for such platforms that they have got it. And I'm especially thankful for the Podbean platform, which is the platform that I'm using to distribute my podcast to all the podcast medium, be it Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Bloomberg, Samsung, you name it, and they have it on their portfolio. So, well, if you're someone who like to start a podcast and want to know where do they start with, if you're someone who like to start a podcast on the radio and are looking forward for that medium, feel free to drop in a comment to Pranali at passionatepulse.com and I can help you guide your journey if you're looking forward to start your podcast. Okay, coming back to the thanks. So those are like couple of mediums that I'm really thankful for, giving me the courage and giving me an access to create an impact through my podcast. Other tools that I definitely use and I'm thankful for is my the newsletter tool, which is allowing me to express all that is happening, helping me curate the experiences, helping me share a different sort of a knowledge through the newsletters that Passionate Pulse is doing it. And if you're not someone who have not tuned to the newsletters that Passionate Pulse has, go on to my website, passionatepulse.com, and just sign up for the newsletters. You'll be receiving bi-weekly newsletter, which is sharing amazing stories, amazing knowledge, some of the exercises, some of the templates that you as a bootstrap banter, passionpreneur will like to start with. And those are the fundas that you would be able to see it. That also talks about a lot of behind the scene concepts when we are curating the podcast with the guests. A lot of fun things that happens behind the scene. I keep sharing those snippets through those. So feel free to log in and sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already. That also talks about a lot of future events that are happening, certain workshops that could be helpful to you. So feel free to join our newsletter, which is absolutely free to all the newsletter readers. Of course, there are sponsors that I would like to thank on my episode who have shown immense trust in the products, in the creativity business that I'm building, be it a podcast, be it a newsletter, be it workshops or events or the meetup series, which are costing a lot of logistics amount, but they are the ones who have shown faith in the journey and they are the ones who feel that if I'm enabling other entrepreneurs, if I'm enabling passionpreneurs to take that first uncomfortable step in their journey, they are with me and they are backing me in the support. So I like to thank all my sponsors, all my guests who have shown immense amount of confidence in my podcast, coming over, giving their precious time and talking about their real journeys of entrepreneurship, talking about the real challenges, how they have navigated, and talking about the hidden parts which have never got a chance to open up. But those are the wisdom pearls that our audience is taking it as a motivation and an inspiration to march their own passionpreneur journey. And I'd like to thank all of them personally on this particular episode with a very deep gratitude. Because of them, I could march my journey till now. And because of them, I have gained a lot of expertise and also showing confidence in me and moving me ahead and asking me to deliver more and more qualitative products in this creative businesses. I think it means a lot to me. I like to primarily thank my family who is standing as a support system to me and saying that take out this time from our own lives but do something that world needs to see, where the impact needs to be driven, and they are my first investors in any of the bootstrap that I'm doing. So I'm extremely thankful for my husband, for my son, for my in laws, for my sisters, for my cousins, for my uncle and aunts who are showering a lot of love and support on me, saying that continue to do whatever you want. And if it is needed, we are there to help you. We are there to take out your tension. A lot of my mentors who have walked into my life knowingly, unknowingly, and they have shown me the light. I'm really thankful to them. And I would like to thank all my neighbors, in my community where I'm staying, who are giving a lot of joy to me, a lot of support to me. Sometimes, be it a food wise, like, hey, there are days, of course, there are days where I don't have time to cook, where I have forgotten to do the DoorDash or even have, forgotten to place the order for the home tiffins. That is a time my lot of neighbors have shown me the strength and have come and given me the food for my kid, for myself, just to stay on top of the game that I am in. Sometimes they have been an immense amount of support where they have said, okay, send your kid to our home and, go ahead and do your meeting. We are here if you need anything, and let them come and play at my place. They have given me or created a time for my schedule which is very stringent. Sometimes I have to work late in the night to take up certain meetings with other parts of the globe to understand my clients, to understand my future hires that I'm doing. So it's a very stringent day shifts that I have. But in order to create whole playbook at a family level also, you need a tremendous hands to make this journey successful. And I'm really thankful for them. Nevertheless, friends and extended families have always been a great support in my life. And they have walked in and as an angel investor, sometimes critic, because of whom I have improvised a lot of products that I'm building, and even to an extent, giving me an introduction with the right resources to whom I can hire, with whom I can work, with whom I can build an efficient team. So I am extremely thankful for all these people in my life. Well, there are a lot of stories about the gratitude that I have to mention. But before I focus on myself more, I'd like to tell you that some of the experiments that you can take in your passionpreneur journey and make this Thanksgiving very, very special for yourself. Take out time that for that gratitude reflection and send some love on the ways for people. Maybe it's your first customer, maybe it's your first mentor, maybe it's a first free advice that you received as a critic. Maybe it's a first free pulling legs type of a situation, but because of them, you kind of focused on the quality of your product that you're building. You like to mention at least the email thank you note, or go ahead, ping them over the LinkedIn, Facebook chats, Insta DMs, wherever they are available. Or maybe they are just on your WhatsApp list and you just need to, ping them and say that, hey, thank you for whatever that you did. Because of you, I'm here today and I've continued to march my passionpreneur journey. Do that, and instead of showing support to only those who have been a great success to you, who have been in tone with you, or who have been in rhythm with you, also express the gratitude to that first critic because of whom you think you have focused on the quality. And it takes a courage to do so. But do that and let me know how does it feel, whether that was some crazy step that you took on this Thanksgiving, or whether that is a step because of which you have settled down on the peace and found that surrounding me, everyone is at one point of the time is helping me pushing to the right age, getting me to the towards the close to the success summit that I'm looking to achieve. And these are the people, these are the enablements that you have in your life. You should be thankful to them. Let me know how that turns out, whether that was the craziest step that you have ever taken, or that is something that you wanted to do and you were just not sure whether should I do it or not. I'll tell you, there is someone, if like that, has walked into my life and say, hey, you remember you told me you're not doing up to the mark that you should have been, and because of that I really retrospected well enough and then decided my plan or switch my plan from A to B. And that has worked me in the long run. Thank you for doing that for a long time back. And I think 5 years back or 7 years back, whatever that you told me, now I'm working on it. Or maybe it's just lately somebody has told you and have helped you change your journey. So just be thankful to all those who have been part of that success, especially your family members. They are the ones who are always keeping you on those toes by saying that, ha, that's not something you should be doing. You totally suck in this particular way. Don't get and try that experiment out. It's really weirdo. That kind of gives you a hint. I mean, I know there have a lot of been challenges when a lot of family members walk into your life and talk about it, which is realistic palette that they're showing you, but you are always in a defensive mode, or you're just overpower them or superpower them with your own defensive wings. So I think at this point of time, you should really retrospect, go back to them and say, continue to do what you're doing. Because of you, my product is flourishing. Because of you, I'm having a right quality check in the place. So I think take that extra crazy step and do that, and do some crazy gifting to them. You don't have to really spend a lot. You can simply write a crazy letter, put it in the post, and let it deliver on the addresses. Handwritten letters, I feel it's a different emotional quotient that you touch to the people who have been a success to your life. Start doing this. I think it is gonna help you. I am planning to do this experiment, and I'm planning to send not many, but just 5 letters, literally handwritten letters that I'm planning to send to the mentors, to some of the important key figures that have walked into my life and have given me one way or the other some of the learnings. And I'm going to tell them that, hey, thank you for doing what you did. Thank you for bringing up the confidence in me. I think because of that, I'm here today and will continue my journey, but thank you for being what you are. That is something, is a very unique thing that I think I'm going to do this Thanksgiving. Let me know if you are up for this 5 letters challenge. If you are, and if you do it, just take a picture of all the envelopes that you have taken, send it to my way. I'll be publishing all those in my newsletter. I'll be reading your names in my next podcast episode and talking about the fun experience that you had and how you felt, and how you are looking forward to march your next journey with a lot of fuel in your tank. So that is something that is an open challenge. Make sure that whatever you do, there is an accountability partner for you, and I am an accountability partner for you for doing this experiment. Send those pictures, that these are the 5 envelopes that you're doing it, maybe from the FedEx, USPS, or post office, and right there, stand with those letters, take the pictures of those letters and send me. You don't have to really send all the addresses or whatever the envelopes that you have to go. You can keep them private, of course. We respect your privacy, but at least show that you are in a post office and handing those 5 letters out. You could do more. Definitely feel free to do so. But this is something that you like to do. Don't go and create different sort of a merge, invest your time there or whatever. But this personal touch, the handwritten letters, which is not going to take you a lot of time. You can just simply write it on the postcard, just stick some stickers or stick some the thank you notes and just send it out and just see the difference in your face. Whether you are, smiling more and more, whether you feel accomplished or whatever that is, let me know how that turns out to be. Well, going forward with this gratitude journey, there is always a special call that you make when Thanksgiving comes and this gratitude time comes. It's not only for this period which is reserved. I think going forward, every quarterly you should have this milestone of a gratitude and see how that experiment turns out. I think saying thank you, the showing the gratitude goes in a long way. It builds, first of all, a customer loyalty. If you have customers, your first few customers, especially who have shown a trust, you have shown a confidence in you, because of them, you could get next 10 customers. So I think they become a very special part of the journey. And especially if it's your passion project, think about it as one of the key milestone that you achieve. It's a very hard milestone, by the way, for most who are planning to sell something. Selling is harder, when it comes down to service that you are creating yourself. That time you become yourself a brand. You are one of the product part of it. So it's a very hard journey because it is very emotionally invested journey. So when somebody says your product has no value, it hits very hard. It is like almost to the level that somebody's confidence can be broken down. So I think this is something that you want to going forward. If people are there, your customers, your mentors, your so-called unknown people who have walked into your life to show you the light that you needed to see, make a point that quarterly basis you have this gratitude milestone and create that year planning. Reserve your calendars on your phone, asking for the gratitude milestone, reflect back for the quarter, and do some crazy thing that you haven't done to show the gratitude. Maybe it's simply sending a thank you note. Maybe it's simply sending some bonus way, create certain bonuses for your loyal customers. If your business is something which is on a retainer basis, then you have to create certain perks and bonuses which goes in a long way, because of which that sticky session comes into the picture and your business kind of have the retaining customers over life. Also for your all employees, if you have the resources hired, make sure you get into this zone of gratitude. Write them those letters, write them those emails if they are miles away where you cannot post them the letter, but do something where you're shouting out their names on your social media, maybe on your personal walls, maybe. Just go ahead and do this step and see how different it feels, how different that relationship goes in the long way. There is one business I know which is in my extended family. Currently, they have about 30 resources in their particular business. And they started very small. Initially, they could hire only 2 or 3 people. And now they have 30 people running the business, and the founders are actually planning on to do something big, and their business has completely become on autopilot. So what they do is generally every 6 months down the line, so there are certain festivals which are milestones, certain festivals which are religious, certain festivals which are common to the country. Those are the times they gather back. They have this heart circle where they gather all the employees. They gift individuals with a very special note and a goodie that is giving them a special bonus plus a goodie that can stay in their home as the memento. It could be a simple wall piece that they're gifting, or it could also be simply a simple desk piece they're gifting. But the thing is, they're making sure that they're doing it in person where everybody has gathered, and to each and every individual they mention that what this person has done over the last 6 months that has helped us move ahead. It is a simple blue collar job employee walks into that circle, to even the admin or someone who is managing their finance and doing that particular job, which is very skillful, which requires a lot of education background. All of them sit together and do this kind of a circle. And I'll tell you, because of that, these 30 employees, that staff that they have, it's still there together from last 5 years. There have been a times where their financial crisis have occurred, where their factory was not doing what it should have been. They were not attending the right milestones. They were not capturing more customers. But the fact that they could still keep up that staff irrespective of whatever went on, irrespective of the every year's financial increment they could not do. But some way or the other, they were making sure that there were bonuses going on. There were surprise bonuses that were curated. I think that went a long way. That's a relationship they have established as a part of the founder's own practices that they have observed, or that is something that they have tuned to, or they have been a part of the receiving end of a staff at one point of a time, and they felt that these were the things that were missing and they started doing it. I think that has gone a long way. Well, to mention, I must tell you, some of the bigger businesses who have done the same experiment and have succeeded over the period of time have gone to reach their next $1 billion evaluations or revenues in the picture because of this gratitude and the thank notes, starting from the beginning of this gratitude attitude. Couple of examples which are very close to my heart. One is, of course, the founder, Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. I'm really, really a big fan of her, how she originated her concepts, how she experimented her bootstrap to an extent of finding the customers and finding the distribution channels to make her product visible. She takes a lot of my pie of confidence, whenever I'm planning to do some crazy experiments in my creative fields. So let me come back to her, Sarah Blakely. What she did was, it's a very shining example for the passionate entrepreneur who laid this gratitude and show it in consistently in every business milestone. She's famously known for her work, but the support and encouragement that she has brought to her staff, to her customers is immense. She wrote personal thank you notes to her early customers, supporters, including the department store buyers, who believed in her product. She took the data from the department stores, understanding who really purchased the products. And even she has gone to that extent where she wrote those thank you notes. Consistently, she has expressed her appreciation in the employees and creating a culture of positivity and this empowerment. In fact, in her personal life, she has publicly acknowledged the role of her failures and challenges, showing the gratitude for how they really shaped her journey. And I think that's really a hard step to do so. And I'm planning to do something like that. I'm planning to put out a LinkedIn post which is about my failures of this year, which is talking about the support that I've received this year. And for me to do that, it's a very hard step, I would say, but I'm planning to do that. Let me know if you are up for this particular challenge and do this exercise as well. If you are someone who will do it, make sure you do the hashtag for hashtag passionate pulse, hashtag bootstrap banter, hashtag passionpreneur Thanksgiving 2024. And we'll be looking out for those hashtags. Also, make sure you just add me or tag me as Pranali Ubali if you're doing it on LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, anywhere, and tag Passionate Pulse and let us know what we can do together is we can create this wave to go ahead and create this thanks chain. And let's see how many hearts are really feeling that, oh my God, I did such a small gesture and for that I've been recognized this way. It is little awkward for a lot of us to receive the thanks, to be honest, but it is also important to get that feeling so that we continue to be supporters in other lives. I think it goes in a long way. And also, it goes a long way in building a trust in you as a founder, in building trust in your products, building your experimental audience as your customer. So take that hardest or uncomfortable step, but let me know how that turns out to be. Well, going on the Sarah Blakely's business growth with the impact of the gratitude that she has shown, this has gone to create the stronger relationship with our own team, customers, partners, fostering the loyalty and the trust in the business milestone that she could gain financially later down the line. Well, the one story that everyone knows about is Sarah's, the Spanx achieved the major milestone in the financial way. And what she did was literally, it was a crazy enough to understand. She literally gave out $10,000 in cash to each and every employee that was there in her business and two first class plane tickets to any destination in the world as a thank you gesture, which went viral and further enhanced the company's reputation also. So look at it that employees were not looking and aiming to get some kind of bonus this way. Normally, the type of bonuses that we have seen is maybe adding the extra credits for the equity lines, adding some RSUs to your stock line, or something like that that could come in a long way. But when the company is really hitting that major milestone, think about a startup which is going from an investor lane to a Series A funding. And the moment they get a Series A funding, can they do all this? I'm not sure if at that strength, but can they do a small accommodation for that business? Maybe not $10,000 in their pocket, but maybe it could be as small as $2,000 in their pocket, or maybe just a trip, or maybe a company travel that can be planned, which is 5 days of a getaway at a nice resort where you are all are hosting the party, where everybody is coming there to relax with their family. Something like that, when you have money in the bank, you can do all these things, of course. But irrespective of that, what else can you do within your budget at this point of time to show the gratitude to your own staff, to your own supporters? Find out some notable actions that you could take it from this podcast and implement and see where you're growing with that. See what reflects back when you are taking some these kind of steps, what's coming back on your way. Whether is it giving you new customers, is it giving you good employee retention, or is it something that you have not thought about, but that is a perk as a bonus you have received and your business is flourishing because of that. Going to the other story, which is also a testament that will help you add this gratitude gesture on purpose is, you remember the Starbucks story. Who is also the CEO, who is the founder of Starbucks. In fact, it is a very complicated story of the founder and buying out Starbucks and rebranding it by Howard Schultz, who was simply an employee to the Starbucks at one point of time, who gone to start his own coffee shop, and then, later on the Starbucks sold to him that particular Starbucks shop, which he revamped to what we are seeing today, Starbucks, which is, brewing coffee for the fresh from the beans and a lot of stuff. What he did is, looking back to the Schultz, created Starbucks gratitude way. So what he did was, the Schultz basically credited the baristas and the store employees, which is also called as the partners, by the way. He never called them as a staff. He always called them as the partners for the Starbucks success. and ensuring they felt very appreciated and valued. He literally created the healthcare benefits and stock options for all the staff. Even the part time workers could get the stock options, which is a great token of the gratitude that he played out. And he played out that particular playbook so well that Starbucks is literally expanded to the globe, and all the Starbucks employees feel that this is my store and I am running the store because of the financial perk as well as the treatment or the respect that they're receiving on the floor. So chefs often express the thanks to their customers in the very public interviews that we must have observed, emphasizing their role in making Starbucks a global brand. Without customers adopting what the Starbucks was planning to do, it couldn't have been a success that Starbucks is now looking at. They have even gone to an extent where countries like China or India, which is more of a tea focus, have shifted the culture from tea to coffee now because of the Starbucks. And they created this open baristas where you can come and work. We give you Wi-Fi for free. It can become a co-working space for a lot of budding entrepreneurs who do not know where to go, how to find a co-working space, where to shell on that extra budget. But everybody grabs coffee, and with the coffee, if they're getting a desk, it's wonderful to have. In fact, in United States, many of the businesses have started with the Starbucks simple coffee meetings. And who would deny that? I mean, I at least cannot deny that. I myself have gone to immense amount of meetings at Starbucks. I've sat there for hours and hours for creating something that needed that relaxing vibe, that needed that cherishing vibes, or that just needed something to get out of my zone and just stay with myself or call a meeting with a friend to discuss the next idea that I like to implement. So if you are someone who have benefited with that culture, and because of Starbucks, many other coffee baristas started this kind of a culture, which we should be thankful about. So that is also a way to appreciate your customers. Of course, the business lies within. I'm not denying the fact, but it also is an courageous step saying that thank you for being our loyal customers. Then they started the loyalty program for the customers, which also went a long way. And that is a way to, do the gratitude to your customers, which is reinforcing the customer loyalty, which is leading to the exponential growth of what we are recognizing as a global brand today. So those are a couple of examples which are very close to me. And when I reflect back how this, the Schultz of the Starbucks started this culture and have gone really a long way to whatever that he has created. Looking back, it feels like the roots lies within his growth period of a time. He was something who was staying in a community which was in the east coast of New York, and he went into those public camps, stayed in certain public camps, which was kind of low poverty line camps, the residential camps where he grew up. And I think that is where he understood the meaning of everything comes at a very different cost. And we should be thankful if we are getting it today. If you don't know that story, go ahead and read it. Or maybe one of the episode or one of the newsletter, you'll get to know about that story. Stay tuned to our newsletter. Go ahead and sign up for the newsletter on passionatepulse.com. Get to hear more of such stories in depth, which I cannot curate it on a podcast. Of course, I have limited time, but there is, yeah, there are certain links that we always publicly mention, that the stories or the fundas or the skeleton, or some of the experiment that you can implement in your own passionpreneur business. I think it's worth taking a note of them. Well, going back to the business growth, no matter what you're doing, you have to stay focused at your next milestone. Although you are rewinding this week for the special thanks that goes a long way in your success journey. Well, different industries, different example, different perks that one can credit as a Thanksgiving. If you are someone having the technical portals, technical products where people are using as a SaaS product or maybe a one-time fee and the lifetime access type of a products, you want to show the thanks to your customers by adding some different Thanksgiving offers. There are all the Cyber Mondays, Black Friday offers. Anyways, that goes long way in the shops. Why don't you create some offers to your own services, upcoming milestones that you're looking forward to achieve? Just help your customers being part of them. So, for example, now we, Bootstrap Banter, the next step is the Bold Beginners meetup that we did, which was last Friday in Silicon Valley. And now, upcoming webinar we'll be doing in Jan month, which is accessible to the entire globe. And we'll like to, build up our wait list with the Thanksgiving offer for it. Those whoever join the wait list for the upcoming webinar, we are giving right now 50% off to the people who are right now joining to that webinar waitlist. And these webinars that we are planning to do, they'll be like very workshop style webinars where you'll be, receiving certain hands-on experience. It's kind of a bootstrap boot camp that you'll be end up doing. So that those are the workshops that we are opening up through the webinars. And if you sign up on the passionatepulse.com, go to the homepage, there is a wait list that talks about the workshop series. Just join the wait list, and what we are going to do is whatever the webinars cost will be actually ramping up into Jan. We are planning to give all the people who basically registered before 31st of December the 50% off to the particular webinars that we are planning to open. So go ahead on passionatepulse.com, register yourself for those, and there will be a note that will come out to you saying that since you have registered prior to the 31st of December to this wait list, as a thanksgiving way or as a part of our loyal or trustworthy group to work with, we'll be crediting back that 50% of the amount to you. So go ahead and sign up to that. There are many products who do this kind of offers. One of them is email campaigning, Mailchimp or MailerLite, who also have this 30%, 33%, 50% of a discount on their services, which comes in the Thanksgiving time. So opt for those low cost, high value services which are essential for your business to flourish. And well, when going back to the tools, I must tell you that go to the passionatepulse.com, go to the ebook section and find out the ebook which is talking about certain tools that you can use to start your business on a shoestring budget, and how you can use certain tools in which way to maximize the profit out of those tools. So there is a handbook written out there which is called as Start on a Shoestring Budget with these tools or something like that, which is, talking about these tools to guide your bootstrap journey. Download that book and get started with it. Now going back to the non-tech industry examples for gratitude has gone long way to them. There were a couple of them. One is For Us, By Us, which was, the company, the shoe or the fashion industry, the apparel, which is a very big industry, if you know, which was the first departmental store to adopt them was Macy's. And they did amazing collabs with different celebrities, which is known as a FUBU. Damon John is one of the founder out of four founders who actually started the FUBU at his own home by taking out the mortgage from his home, which is almost 100K mortgage, converting half of this home to the factory for this apparel and inbuilt factory for the products that he was building. And now he's literally an investor on a Shark Tank. For him also, the gratitude has played a long role in his journey, which is right now a 6 billion brand company that we are looking out. He literally credited all his initial customers, his friends, even his neighbors in Queens area where he was staying, for helping him grow the FUBU by wearing and promoting his designs. He has publicly thanked his mentors who guided them and navigated the challenges of the fashion industry. Because as they started, they were very novice to this industry. They didn't know what is happening in the globe. When they were like reaching out in different parts of the world and launching their products, lot of hands they had to pull lot of hands to grow in those continents. And I think he really has openly mentioned some of the mentors, which is very rare that we find that people thank. Damon also advocate for giving back to entrepreneurs, mentoring startups and investing in businesses. And that's where he has, joined back to the Shark Tank and one of the investor where, looking out, hunting the businesses to grow who are in need, who are having the potential to grow but are lacking the ecosystem. And with the mentoring and investment, I think he's giving back on a very big note. The impact that has happened for this gratitude mindset is, of course, the strong connections that FUBU in the long run has built. through the audience, customers, and the loyal advocates that they actually gain in their businesses. And the personal brand as an entrepreneur, which is very committed to paying it forward, as has expressed and expanded through different influencing platforms, have landed tremendous opportunities to FUBU. They were like albums, the bigger music albums that actually ended up showcasing FUBU. There were ads which got aired with the major celebrities where there was a controversy with the Gap apparel and the FUBU hat that the celebrity was wearing and talking about for us, by us kind of a statement. Nevertheless, we'll not get into all those stories now. But the fact is, all that has, gone far beyond Fubu's success that they have otherwise thought so. So Ben and Jerry is another ice cream company which literally started in small town and have become a nationwide brand now. There are some free cone days that this Ben and Jerry operates, and I think throughout all the franchises that they have, they will have this free cone days to thank you their loyal customers. And I mean, of course, the gluey session or the sticky session with the customers that we're looking at is, it is creating that test in the people who are not tested it before. And there is always a new customer, right? There is always someone who don't know you, even though you have a bigger footprints in the market. So I think these are some of the gestures can bring in those different sort of customers that you have not thought of, or they are not your original customer personas that you're targeting, but they can walk into your shoes, and if they like your services, if they like your product, it can go in a long way. Airbnb is another example, which is, started with the founders, Brian, Joe, and Nathan, and they actually struggled a lot to find attraction initially, even to find their first host who are ready to give out their properties for the Airbnb rental, and even to the guest who have taken the risk and join it, or purchase the service from the Airbnb to travel and stay at somebody's home which is completely unknown, just pictures which are available online, and taking that risk of travel and trusting the platform to go ahead. So, back to the action of gratitude, they literally thank their earliest host personally, sending notes, creating exclusive merchandise like custom cereal boxes to show the appreciation during their initial funding campaigns. They really invested heavily in building a supportive host community, emphasizing the gratitude that, can host appreciation through these host appreciation events and the dedicated resources that they could get in a long way. They literally hosted events just for the host community. And I think that went a longer way for Airbnb's success. The growth that we see today is, of course, the gratitude driven approach has created a compound effect to this Airbnb's journey, which is, giving them advocates, giving them mentors, giving them customers, giving them more hosts, and spanning different continents through the Airbnb is possible because of what the global has hospitality that they really brought into the shape. It went giant, and today we are looking at $70 billion company with the impact of gratitude. I think these are some of the examples that I definitely mention you. And there are a lot of examples like Warby Parker, which is implementing buy a pair, give a pair programs. Then there is Tom Shoes, which is also doing one-on-one model and giving a pair of shoes for every pair that is being sold to the homeless or to the needy people. So I think all this customer giving back segment has given businesses a long runway to run and have gained compound effect of financial profits as well. To note that, I must thank you, one of the mentors who walked into our Bold Beginners first meetup last week that happened. His name is Sumant Pendarkar. I must talk about him. He actually ended up covering our logistics by pulling the sponsorship, which we did not thought would come on our way. Initially, when we planned this meetup, we thought we will charge our audience. But then later, we decided to take a toll on us since it was the first ever meetup that we were hosting in person. We thought we will just pull off all the expenses from our bootstrap, and we'll cater an amazing event where Our event attendees get some 15% discount from the place where we were hosting the meetup. And, they can buy some snacks that they wish, but we provided them a Starbucks free coffee. We provided them amazing venue and some good environment where, they can come, enjoy, relax, and just part of our heart circle. We pull up all the logistics that needed red carpet meetup where our audience had walked in. But one of the audience is known as Sumant Pendharkar, who has written 30 books in his till now, who has 7 financial licenses, and an amazing gem of a person who decided to be a part of our mentor board and walked in to see whether we are the right fit for, where he would be, explicitly taking out time. And he loved the idea of what we are doing. Lot of thank you that a lot of other mentors such as Tonya, Vinita, pulled us on a way. But someone did something very extraordinary that we had not thought about. He pulled up a check saying that write an amount to cover your logistics. And we got all the logistics, all the bootstrap amount that we wanted it. And I'm extremely thankful for the gesture and the surprise that went a long way for us. It means a lot for us, Sumant. What you did was not a small gesture, but it's a very big step for us to show that our product has a value, to show that whatever we are doing has immense amount of value proposition, because of which people will walk in and because of which our services will stand tall. And you also added a lot of quality ownership on us, saying that I am giving you right now some confidence, but you better show me better confidence and do something awesome that world is looking forward from you. And it means a lot to us. A very small gesture, but it means a lot to us. So think about that, what I am doing around, and I'm feeling it to my heart. Same thing, you will feel it if you have done something to someone. And if that someone comes back to you, circle back to you and say that the small gesture that you shown grown my confidence. The small gesture that you shown to come up as a first customer have shown me the strength that I have opened my hidden wings to march my passionpreneurship journey, which is, I know, will be covered with a lot of challenges. There will be rain, there will be sun, there will be desert time, whatever it is, whatever that I'm walking in, you have shown a faith in me and you have fueled my tank to propel me further. So, this gratitude journey goes a long way. Let me know how this gratitude journaling episode has turned out. Is there something that you have learned new? Is there something that you are open to experiment? If you have money, you can do some nice getaways by creating a special merchandise for your resources, for your staff, to your customers. If you're someone who is on a shoestring budget, writing letter isn't hard, and if you are doing that hard step of posting the letters to whoever it means to, just 5 letters challenge that I'm throwing on your way. If you are doing it, just take a picture, send me an email on pranali at passionatepulse.com. And in the next episode, all of them are going to get different credits. And of course, some surprise gifts with the bold beginners, future workshops, and event meetups that we're planning to do. Let me know how this episode has turned out. Have you learned something new? Is there some different steps that you're planning to implement? What is that further you are looking to start? And that is something you need a guidance from the Bootstrap Banter. Let us know in the comments or go to passionatepulse.com, fill up that feedback form. Write an email to pranali at passionatepulse.com. I am here to hear your feedback, improvise on the bootstrap banter, and cater what you exactly need. Till then, stay happy, enjoy your time with your family. Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you, all of you, for staying with us, listening to this whole long bootstrap banter episode. Till then, ciao. Have you got a passion project that lights you up but needs some more insider tips to take it to the next level? Bootstrap Banter is your new go to podcast. We are all about real talks and no fluff. Just actionable advice and inspiring stories from people like you who turn their passion into a thriving projects and then to startups. Whether you're just starting out or already on your way, We have got the strategies to help you push you through the roadblocks. In this series, you will hear real world strategies to grow without burning out or breaking the bank. Honest, no nonsense advices to help you level up your passion project. Whether it's marketing, scaling, or just finding the right directions, we are here to help you thrive. Book your strategy session today. Go to passionatebuzz.com and contact, or just buzz us on WhatsApp or text us on 341 209 0102. That's passionatebuzz.com, one stop shop for your bootstrap banter.